These are the kind of stories we love to tell, right?
Yes.
So in the sports world this past week, an 8-year-old boy was making headlines when his favorite NBA team gave him the surprise of a lifetime. Coy Wire is here with more on this one. Good morning to you, Coy.
Good morning, Lynn. Yeah, as a former pro athlete, I get frustrated when there are so many negative stories about pro athletes and pro teams, and some of them are justified. I mean, there are some knuckleheads out there, but for every bad story we hear, there are 100 great tales.
And this is a good example of that.
This is one of them. We heard about what an Atlanta charity and the Atlanta Hawks did for a young fella. We knew we had to share it with you, our Weekend Express family. Check it out.
Meet Lake Bozeman. At 8 years old, he faces daily struggles that most of us can't even imagine. A rare form of leukemia takes its toll on the young fella, but he keeps fighting. After missing a trip to Disney World with the Burt Show and Burt's Big Adventure due to sickness, Lake was given a surprise that was beyond his wildest dreams. Driven in a limo, Lake and his family made their way to an official NBA press conference where Atlanta Hawks head coach Mike Budenholzer announced that he and Lake would be signing an official contract, making him a member of his favorite team for an entire day. Lake signed on the dotted line, making it official. Lake was an Atlanta Hawk. The packed media room snapped pictures and applauded. Lake was given his very own jersey, but that was just the beginning. He and his family got their very own private tour of his new locker room where all the final preparations are made before the big game. He took a look inside of the training room and was even given a pair of shoes that can't be purchased anywhere. They're only for the team. He was escorted through the tunnel, out onto the court, and Lake and his family just soaked it all in. During pregame warm-ups, he chummed it up with NBA legend and Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins and his new teammates, including his favorite player, Jeff Teague. Then the arena lights were turned down low, and the crowd started to roar. And young Lake was front and center, high-fiving the guys, some of his favorite pros, for the team's starting intros. Lake was clearly in a zone that evening doing his thing. He even helped Harry the Hawk pump up the crowd, and they were loud. Young Lake was focused too, while his brother Trendon cheered on the team. The Bozemans watched what turned out to be an historic night for the Hawks. They crushed the Phoenix Suns 96-69 and broke a franchise record for the most wins in a single season with 58. And Lake, yep, he was an official member of the team. Lake the Great was the trend on Twitter. He was the star of the show. His presence has made a huge impact on those whose lives he's touched, maybe more than he'll ever know.
Oh, yes, such a special story. Thanks to Quan Thomas, who worked hard to put that together, and Atlanta Hawks and Burt's Big Adventure for making that young man's day. A lot of good out there in the world, and we just wanted to share that feel-good story with everyone.
And I love that this little guy is inspiring the Hawks to play so well.
Yes.
I mean, they're like out there like, we got to do it for this guy.
At the end, you saw him, Dominique Wilkins, getting his autograph. It was so cool.
You know, it's such a great story to bring to our viewers when it's a little one that's inspiring not just the players, but us as well.
Absolutely.
So thanks so much, Coy.
You're welcome, Lynn.